Thank you for requesting the presentation video demonstrating Magbese Intellitoria School Management Software. My name is Sharafadin Elegbede. I am the Technical Director for the company. Now let us see the software in brief. Intellitoria School Management Software is designed to address some key areas of challenges being faced by schools in general. The software provides solutions to problems and errors that might emanate from result computations, account management, student billing process, inventory management, hostel and transport management, information dissemination, and many more. The software key benefits include saving cost of paper on results, bills, and receipts because of the email facility that the software has got. Reduces and eliminate fraud in fee receipt processing. The software will also help you to eliminate computational errors in manual result processing method. With the software, you'll be able to search and retrieve information about students and staff easily. You can also, with the software, you'll be able to eliminate time wastage on reporting and many more. Having highlighted the benefits, let us browse through the key features of this software. The software is designed to work on a local area network in a multi-user environment. It's got a number of customizations that you need to do to suit the purpose of your school, and it's also designed to allow for access, rights, and permissions, so that a user that is configured to have access to finance facility, for instance, will not be able to do anything else except what he or she is configured for. We have the school chart of accounts and fee definition page. We also have the classes definition there, where you can customize your classes. We have the student and staff databases, staff and student search engine, family and group student accounts. This actually makes it possible for you as a school to be able to group some students as a family and process their payments together. We also have the student billing and fee receipt processing system. The SMS, WhatsApp, and auto email supports are also included. We have the student ledger card, account transactions reversal in case of an error during posting. If, for instance, somebody posted 5,000 erroneously instead of 50,000, it is actually possible with the software to reverse the transaction, but a password of an account manager will be required. We have the Borders Pocket Money. Some schools that have got the button facility keep money as pocket money for students, so they can be spending from there, from their accounts. We have the student e-wallet management. If a student pays in excess to the school account, the account about this excess money is kept in the e-wallet of such students. We have the budgeting and monitoring dashboard that can let you define your budget and base it on the income, the projected income of the school. We also have the expenses management, the financial statements, which are usually required by the auditors, can all be generated from the software. When it comes to the aspect of the exams and result processing, you can configure your subjects, you can configure the grade, you can configure your promotion criteria, and define all those other domains such as affective domain, psychomotor, attendance, and so on. All these details can be configured and set up in the software. We have the Android phone support for scores inputs. such that a teacher can actually input the scores of all the students outside the school environment. We have a Microsoft Excel template that can be generated from within the software to achieve this, and this can be emailed to individual teachers. We have the midterm results and emailing facility as well within the software. It's also possible to send the midterm results to individual parents. The results, the broadsheets, the school calendar and the newsletter can all be emailed from within the software. The crèche and nursery assessment report formats could be different from the normal reports that we usually give to primary and secondary school students. So we have a special format for crèche and nursery assessment reports within the software. When it comes to the aspect of staff management, you can keep track of your loans, the loans that you give to staff, the IOU. All this can be managed with the software, and they link with the payroll management, such that if a staff has applied for a particular loan amount, it will be deducted automatically from the subsequent salary until the payment is finished. The payslip of each staff can also be emailed to them, having run the payroll every month. We also have the staff biometrics attendance system that can assist the management to monitor the staff attendance. We'll provide you with a biometrics device. It will be installed at the gates or any other designated area within the school, and the staff biometrics information is captured. Each day they resume, they need to thumbprint or they use their face to sign in. We also have the attendance SMS notification to parents of the student or pupils. If we want to automate the attendance system of the students, this is also possible through the software. The inventory and fixed asset register database is also available. We have the vendors database and purchase orders management, enquiries and auto follow-up SMS, export and import engines for the data. This is very important when we want to start the setup for any school. We use the export and import engine that we have created within the software to import your data into the database of Intellitoria. And finally, we have got the business intelligence reporting, which can also be emailed to every director that has been configured in the software. Having highlighted the benefits, having highlighted all these features, we have provided our clients, in order to provide our clients with the desired requests according to their needs, we have divided the software into the following modules: accounts and billing management, exams and results management, staff payroll management, inventory management, hostel and feeding management, lesson note management, computer-based test module, which is the CBT, library management, student registration module, entrance examinations management, and timetable management. These are all the modules that we've got within the software. Now let us launch the software and explore some of these features. I click on the live server. That's the logo of the software. the watermark. This is the login screen. You have to provide the correct user ID and password. Failure to do that, we get this message: invalid username and password. I intentionally put in the wrong password there, so I put in the correct password now. I click on the login page, a login button. So this is the software. We click on the customizer, students, staff matters. In order to have access to each of the available menus, we click on the black inverted triangle there. And so on. So we start from the school profile. We click on this. This gives us the opportunity to define the location of the school, the name of our school, the email address, the telephone number, and the logo of the school. We browse to where the logo of the school is, and we click the OK button to do that. We have the school account management. This is very important. We use this to specify the account details of the school. For this particular demo, we have already got some accounts already set up there. I click on First Bank, for instance. So this is a First Bank account. This account will appear on the bill for junior secondary students and senior secondary students. If I click on Guarantee Trust Bank, this account will always appear on the bills for the crèche to nursery school students and the primary students. We also have the Sterling Bank account, which is applicable to every category of the students. So in short, with this software, you can easily create and define the accounts that your school actually use. I can click on the add button. If I want to add a new account now, I click check account. Check account is the normal current account, so it depends on the type of accounts. We have got cash, we have got savings, we have got credit card, and we've got domiciliary account. Let's assume the name of the bank we want to use is Zenith Bank. The description, that's exactly what will appear on our bills. Let's assume it's 1010. We put in the correct account number. We don't actually need this for the purpose of, it's just for the purpose of the demo. The bank branch, we can. So we need to specify the category of the school, the category of the students that will be making use of this account. Let's assume junior secondary and senior secondary school. Can click on create button. We get that message. So that account is registered as a school account. I can close this page. I can close this. Then the next aspect I want to show us is the user and permission setup. This is very important. This has to do with the security of the software. We have already created some users. Let me click on the edit button to show us that we have some users there already. Let's say the accountants of the school. We click on edit permission just to see the details of the modules, the functions that the accountants of the school can undo. So let's just create another user. I'll just show you briefly how to create a user. Click on users and permission. click on add button. Let's say demo user as the name of the user we want to create. Let's say the password is also demo user. Confirm password, that's very important, demo user. Then we click on assign permission. Let's say we want the demo user to be able to access every module, every function under the system tools. We click on this, it will automatically select every function under the system tools. If you want the demo user to be able to access everything under reporting, we click on reporting. If we just want him or her to be able to do this, we click on that, on those options. Under the customizer, we can give him everything as well. So it means this demo user does not have access to staff matter and administration. That's the implication of what we have set up. Inventory is also left out for him. So I click on save button, I click on save, and that's it. A user has been created. Then set or modify the password recovery information for this user. This is another option that will let you know, will let you recover your password in case of any error. In case of if you forget the password, if I click on yes there, in which city or town did you grow up? So we can provide answer to that question. Let's say Lagos. What's the name of your first mathematics teacher? Let's say Mr. Lawal. You met your spouse in which city or town? Let's say Lagos as well as the answer. So we can save this. That's saved successfully. That can actually assist the user to retrieve their password. I close this. I go to the other aspect, which is creating or maintaining email recipient for management reports. If I click on this, it gives me this. So you are able to specify you are able to configure the users, the director email, those that will be getting the business intelligence reports. We have got the following report in the software, so you can actually tick on those reports and associate a particular director as the recipient of that report. We have some that we have already set up here. I can show you. Let's say principal, Mark Bassett there, and so on. Let me close this. So we have the school sessions and subsessions. This is very important as well. This is where you define, when your term actually starts and when it ends. We need the information here to determine the number of times school open on the report card, and also the dates for the next term begins dates that we usually insert on our report card. That will be determined by the next term that we have specified on this page. Let me close this. Chart of fees. This is another very important aspect. Each of the bill items that we want the student to make payment on should be configured there. We can see here textbooks, stationaries, and so on. For instance, if I want to add more to this, I click on the add button. I can just put in excursion trip as an example. So I save this, can close this. We also have the chart of accounts. This will work with your school auditor to get the information about the data that we want to load into this page. This determines the information you see on all your financial statements, your trial balance, your balance sheets, and the P&L, the profit and loss account of the school at the end of the term or at the end of the session. So let me just close this. The revenue lines versus expenses. This makes it possible for us to associate each of the revenue line with a list of expenses. For instance, if I click on laundry as a revenue, the student makes payments, there is a revenue line called laundry. The student makes payment towards that. What are the associated expenses for laundry? It could be hostel, any hostel expense could be associated with it. Let's say, yeah, we have laundry expenses already marked there, so we can save that and close, so that we can generate a report that tells us we have made so amount on laundry and we have spent so amount on laundry related expenses. Let me quickly go to the classes definition. I click on this. With this page, this is where you set up the list of the classes, and you need to tell us about the amount they pay and so on. So this is where you configure the class bills. So let's do a class. I click on add new. The class's description, I want to put in a demo class. The location within the school premise, let's say NA, it's not compulsory for now. Applicable session, you need to tell us the bill that you are setting up. I'm setting up the bill for first term 2019/2020. The books and stationery details, also assist us to highlight or set up the books and stationaries that we want to give to any students. Let me just close that for now. The class capacity, that's the maximum number of students in that particular class. Available arms, let's say A and B. So it means we have got demo class A, demo class B. The minimum age in that class, I will usually go for 0, and let's just put 20. Now we've got the list of the applicable fees. I have created excursion trip as one of the revenue lines. That is why it has appeared there. I tick this. Let's say it's 5,000 naira. So you are going to tell the software whether it's mandatory or optional. If it's mandatory, you put M, and if it's optional, you put O, either in capital letter or small letter. Let's go for mandatory, M. So you are still going to tell the software about this particular fee. Excursion trip, is it applicable to all students, new intake, and so on. So I go for 9. I want it to be applicable to every student in that class. So I move down. Let's enable the tuition and other compulsory fee. Let's say it's 15,000. If it's mandatory, you put M. Tuition fee is usually mandatory. Whether or not you put M or you put O on it, it will not complain. But let me just put that. I put 9 there, applicable to all students. You can see that as you make entries there, the um, total fee is reflecting in this box. I want to configure swimming as well. I put 6,005. I made it optional because it's not compulsory and it's applicable to all students. So once I'm through with the information about the applicable fee, I need to specify the class category. Is this class junior secondary or primary or senior secondary? Let me just go for senior secondary there. Then I click save. This class does not, that's the normal message you get. Just click OK button and that's it. We have been able to create a class. We can see the bill for that class with our logo there. Tuition and other compulsory, you can see how much is it and so on. So the bills, as we have set it up, it has already shown us those account details that we specified initially at the beginning of this. So I can close this. Just close this page. That's that about the bill creation process. Let us quickly move to the student and staff databases. How do we now add a new student? Let me add a new student. So the moment you click on that, it takes you to this page. I can browse and upload the picture of students, student passports. I can just take any passport there. Full name, let's say demo students 1001. Let's say that's the name of the, I want to change this, the school type, let's say junior secondary or senior secondary. Residential address Lagos. You need to tell us when these students will start making payments. The billing starts session, that's 2019, and I want to go for 2000 and I want to go for first term there as well. Student status active, that's very important. When you are creating a new student, it has to be active. This determines whether a student pays for uniform or not, or all those bills that are actually configured for the new students. If you take it off, it means the student will be treated as a returning student. If it's on, it means it's a new intake student. The contact telephone number of the father, I put it in. The mother's telephone number, I put it in. The telephone number must be a valid one. I can put it in 08065729478. Now the classes, you can see demo class A and demo class B and SS classes, because I chose senior secondary. If I chose junior secondary, come here, you can see that we have list of junior, the classes that have been configured as junior classes. So but for the purpose of this demo, I want to take senior secondary. I have demo class A, then I can save. Before I save, it's very important that I put in this, the gender. You can see those asterisk field, they are very important. If I decide to save without putting them, I get a message from the software. So let me just put it in as a female. Save. I click OK. Now the software is asking me to amend the bill for these students. That's the normal thing. If the student subscribe to the transport service, or if the student is a boarder, or if the students will be given discounts, you need to adjust the bill. So I say no there because I don't want to do any of those. So, and I get the bill of the students in the background there based on the class that we have just allotted the student to. We have the tuition fee there, everything is in there. Those optional fee, they are there, the 6,005 for swimming. You can see it there, and we can see the bill, including the account details, the banks and the account details there. Let me minimize this. Let me close. If I need to add another student, that's the page to do that. I close this. Having added the student successfully, let's go into the search engine briefly. Search student database. The new student that I've just added now, let's see if we'll find it. You'll be able to see it in the, if I need to retrieve the details of that student, I click on I start from session or term, do 2019, I choose first term. Now the software is asking you to specify additional criteria to search the student record information. So if I do yes here, it will then let me specify more criteria. For instance, I can say, okay, I want to see all the students that are still owing in the school. I click that button for first term 2019/2020. So we have the following students still owing, and that's their total outstanding. If I click, I want to see the creditors. Those are the people that have paid in full, that are no longer, so we haven't got any student there. I take this off. Good. Let's say I just want to retrieve the students that I've just created. Let's say we want to see the student. You can search by specifying, you can use any search string to specify the details that you want to retrieve. I can click on this. It's asking me, let's say I want to see all the names that I've got that particular string. So I can see, we can see that it's only that name that it has retrieved, demo student 1001. If I click on demo Poppy 2246, it gives me the details of that. I can clear search. I can come here, click on first term again. It's asking, do you want to specify? Let's say yes there, and then if I want to see students by their class arm, I want to see students in level 1A. I can see these are all the students in level 1A. If I want to see students in say SS2, we have all of them there in SS2. You can specify additional criteria. It's not limited to just one criteria. I can say, okay, I want to see the students in SS2 that are all in the school, just the debtors in SS2, and at the same time students that have come from Lagos, as their state of origin. So we haven't got any student there in SS2 that have come from Lagos, Ogun, or Ogun State or Osun State. Okay, that's that about the search engine. I close this. I can also update the details of any students. It will still take me back to the search engine if I need to update the detail of any students. Let's assume that I want a student in all students in SS1. These are all the students. We have 23 students. So there is a particular student I'm interested in. Let's say this particular student, demo student 27. I double click. it gives me the details of that student. I can decide to, let's assume I want to change, I want to specify the specific gender. I do that, I click on update. Adjust B for this student, you can say no there, there's no point. Let's just close this. So, and that details have been updated. It's also possible to export your results, the result of the search, to Excel or to PDF, or view it as a report. If you want to just view it as a report, you can specify the field, the details that you want on your report: date of birth, age, weight. I can also rearrange. I can use this to move up. I want the date of birth as the last one, then I can save this, close, and wait for the report. It's asking you for a message. Display the header information. The header information is the name of your school and some other details. If I say no there, display the account related data. I can choose to say yes or no here as well. So, and that's the report. It clearly shows all those fields that we have specified. You can close this page. Yeah, again, this is one of the features of the software. Very important feature. You can send any reports you generate to the email recipients that has been configured. I can do no here. Let me just close this page. Now we have the aspect of the student and family, the group and family settings. Let me quickly show us how to quickly do that. We can group students together and treat them as a family, so that we can process their accounts together. As they make payments, you refer to them as a family. We have such in some schools. To do a new account, to do a new group, sorry, we click on new group. Let's say demo group. We want to do it for 2019, sorry, first term. Then we need to specify we want to view. You can see the different view that we have got there. If it's class by class view, so that it will be easy for us to put the students in the group. All student views sorted. That's if you just want to sort, you want to use the view that sort all the students, arrange them in alphabetical order. So I go for class, demo group as the name of the group that I want to use. Now this family, let's assume that they've got a student in level 1A and they've got another student in level 2A. So I want to group these two students together and treat them with an account. So I save. I click on that and save and updates. Yes, we get this message that says cannot continue. Group members must have same telephone or contact details for reliable reporting. So let us go back and edit the details of these two students. they must have the same telephone number. They must have the same telephone number. I click on 405. I can click this button to edit the student details. I do that. That's student pupil 405. 405. Is it there? Sorry, let me go back and check. Oh, it's demo 405. It's demo 405. Let's 00405. I go down. So it gives me that students. I want to change the details of let's assume 08158401596. So the contact telephone number of the father, of their fathers, must be the same. Then the other one, let me close this. It's 227. I click on that. I click edit. Demo pupil 227. Demo pupil 227. That's the name of the child. Or I simply go for the let's use the number. The number is demo 002227. Okay. Two 227. Okay, so I want to put in the same telephone number 080 and so on. So I click on that. So we have configured 227 and 405. So they must have the same telephone number in order for us to set them up as a group. So I click the save button, and you know, we have been able to create them as a group now. So I close this. Let's go into the student billing aspects. How do we now amend the bill of a student? I click on administration. I click student bill adjustments. We have been able to create a group and a student so far. So let us see how to adjust the bill of the student and the bill of the group. I click applicable term there. I have let me start from the student. The student that we just created is demo students. that one. So it gives me the class of the students. Then I can equally specify. So if the student is a boarder, we can state the category of the boarding facility. Let's say it's a secondary. It's not possible to be a boarder and at the same time using the transports. The other fees due, that is if there is any fee that the students should pay apart from their normal tuition fee. If we want to give discounts, we can say 15% of the tuition fee, for instance, or if it's a specific figure, we can say okay, 15,000 as the actual value. The reason for the discounts could be the management decision. I click the save button here, and that's it. The bill of that student has been amended. If I click on generate bill so that we can see the bill, you can see that apart from the normal bill that the student should be paying, we have also included 150,000 as the hostel fee. That's one of the reasons why you need to amend the bill of a student. I mentioned earlier that the bill of the student can be amended for 4 reasons. If the student is doing the transports, or if the student is an hostelite, or if the student is enjoying the discounts from the school management, or if there are any other fees that the student should pay. So we need to amend the bill of that student. So I close this. So at the moment, this student has got 161,500 to pay. I close this. I want to amend the bill of the group. For any, let's assume that the group, their total transport is 50,000 naira. I click save. I can generate. So that's the bill of the group altogether. So we can see the 50,000 as the transport. This is the analysis. This is each of the bill, the bill of each of the students based on the class they are presently. So that's that about creating the bill of a student. I close this. Let's now go to the fee receipt processing. How do we now process the payments when a student has made deposit into the bank? So sorry, let me just close this. We click on the administration, we click fee receipt processing, we click on individual, or if it's group, we click on group. We should be able to see that demo group there. If it's individual, we click on individual. We should be able to see all the students in the school in there. So I want to go for demo students 101 that we have just created. I have the details of that student. So you tell us the bill that you want the student to make payment for. It's making payment for 2019 first term. So it's asking you a question. You click yes there, so you can see the detail for that particular student. The software has retrieved the details of the student, including the picture there. Transaction method: how does the student make the payment? Is it by check or cash? Bank deposit into school accounts. So if I choose bank deposit into school accounts, I should be able to have list of all the accounts that we have set up. You can see Zenith Bank there. That's the account that we set up at the beginning. If I click that, there are some fees that are that could be optional. For instance, I set up swimming as an optional fee. That is why you have got it here. So if this student does not want to engage in swimming, we can exempt her by clicking that button. That means the student is left to pay 155,000 naira. The amount that the student wants to pay now, let's say, is 100,000 out of 155,000. If you know the payee name, the person that makes the payment, you put it. If you don't know it, just put NA or put any other thing, that. But for record purpose, it's good to actually know the name of the depositor. So I click save button here. Yes, transaction reference is required to proceed. Use the system generated reference. This message, I can say no to this message because I actually want to put in the teller number if I know it. Let's say 673. I click save. So the receipt has been generated successfully. If I click OK button here and my internet is on, connected, the parent of this particular student must receive an SMS alert message telling us the amount, telling such parent of the amount paid and the deposit. The parent will also receive an email like e-receipt. So that's the reason why the software has is displaying this message: send as e-receipt to sponsor or parent email. If I do yes here, that is what I should expect. If my internet is connected, if your internet is connected, you should be able to get email and SMS message. So I click OK there, and that's how to process the fee receipt of an individual student. If I want to do that of group, I click on the group, I click demo group. So the software should retrieve me the details. The group members, you can see 227 and 405. The transaction method, let's say check. We can see if this amount actually tallies with the amount they are supposed to pay when we set up their bill. Let's go for another account. I click 120,000 as their, let's say 129,000 as their payment, the amount paid. If I know the teller number, I put it in CH, that the payee name, let's say it's paid by mom, and I do post. So again, the father should get an SMS alert as well on behalf of the group, and also an email address, an email as e-receipt if I click yes. But let me just do no here. So that's it about the processing of the fee payment by the students. Let's go and check the debtors list. Having processed payments, we just want to see those people that are owing the school. I go to reporting, I click on debtors list. Let's say all school. So we can specify the scope of what we want. I can say, okay, I want to see the report of the debtors in the school, in crèche and nursery school, in high school, junior, primary, and so on. So if I want to see I want the report to cover all the school, I click all schools. Billing session use 19, and I choose first term. So the software retrieves the details of those that are owing the school. So as we can see, that's in that class. So if I click view or print reports, we should be able to see them. That's a sample debtors list from the software. The demo class, has got just one student that we set up at the beginning and is owing 55,000. We have the level 1 is having 6 students that are debtors. We have 895,000 and so on. So it gives us the class by class view of the debtors in the school. So we can see how much they are owing, how much each class is owing, and finally we can see the group, the amount that the group is owing. Those students that were in this group, that are set up in this group, will not be listed in the individual class reports. Let's take note of that. So we have in nursery and primary, we have a total outstanding of 24,831,845,000 naira, and then we have in the high school, we can see the figure there as well. So I minimize this, or let me close, because these reports can also be sent to the director. If the director is not on site, if he's not around, he or she can receive the reports in the email. Let me just do note there. It is also possible to now send SMS message to the individual parents of those that are owing here. So if I click on this send message, it will take the names of each student. It will take the names of each student. It will insert the amount they are owing and send to the respective parents. If I close this, so I want to go back to the fee processing page now. I want to process another fee for demo students 1001. So let's assume that the students want to clear the money now. Let's say that's the teller number. Receipt date, you can specify it. Let's assume 17th of June, 55,000. So, and I do save. So again, the parent will receive an SMS alert that about the 55,000 paid, send as a receipt. Let's do note there. If we go back to the debtors list now, that student will no longer be there. If I regenerate the debtors list, I go to all school 1920 first term, and then let's regenerate the reports. So we can see that that student is no longer there. If we check the last reports generated, is number 1 on the list, owing 55,000. But now that she has cleared the money, is no longer on the list of the debtors. You do know there. I close this. So that's that about the billing aspect and the fee receipt processing aspects of the software. Let us quickly take a look at the student ledger card. The student ledger card gives us the opportunity to view the history of payments of every student. If I go demo students 101 and I click on say fee receipt history, so through the fee receipt history you are able to see, we can see that the student paid 100,000 first, the second payment is 55,000, and that has left the student with nothing to pay as the balance. If I want to see it as a ledger card, then I click on this. So that should give us the ledger card for the students. Quite useful for us to be able to monitor the trend of payment of every student. You'll be able to see the the history reports of how the student makes their payment. We can see that at the beginning of the first term, the student is due to pay 155,000, and then she made a bank deposit into Zenith, and we got 100,000 there. She made another bank deposit of 55,000. We have 55,000 there, and the balance is 0. That's the ledger card for the students. The ledger card can also be sent to the sponsor's email address. That is, if requested. Some parents might request for the breakdown of how they have been making payments, so you can generate it and send to them. I say no there because I'm not really interested in sending that. So the next we want to look at is the account transaction reversal. If I make a posting, let's say I do 153, I made erroneously, let's say I posted, I take first time there, do yes, deposits, let's say UBA Bank, I posted 300,000 erroneously. Let's assume that the student should have, I should have inputted 30,000, but I posted 300,000. So I click that, I save it in the first instance. That's fine. So leaving the student with 13,000 naira as the balance. But I should have done I should have inputted 3, that's student demo student 153. I should have inputted 30,000. The name of the student is demo student 153. So he's got the balance of 13,000. So I want to reverse this transaction. I click on reverse transaction. So I click on, every transaction that relates with that student will be listed. This is the latest transaction. I think the latest one should be that. Yes, we have 300,000 there. So I reverse this transaction. So reversing the transaction will ensure that all the books we are able to get the correct balances in the books of accounts. So we have accounts manager as the password. There is a password that the software will require from you when you want to reverse a transaction. You click the OK button there. So it has been reversed successfully. I click proceed to post. So when we now do that, we should be able to now have the correct amount. So the transaction has been reversed for that particular student. That's how to reverse a transaction for the students. So I click on close button there. Let's quickly take Borders pocket money. In most boarding schools, the pocket money of the students could be kept with the account department. In order to manage this, we have made provision for the pocket money account in the software. So let's see how to do that. I click on demo students 1001 as the student that we have been using for the purpose of this demo. So transaction method, let's say e-bank transfer. So we first of all put in, let's say 55,600. That's, let's say, on the resumption date the parents deposited 5,600 into the pocket money account of the students for the student to buy to spend from, to buy biscuit and so on, make the hair, the hairdo and so on and so forth. If we know the teller number, we put it in. The transaction date, let's say it's that date, payment made by mom, then we save. So that has actually credited the account of this particular student with 5,600. Let's now assume that the student needs to spend from this account, from the pocket money account, the following day. Cash, the transaction amount, you start that with minus. You tell the software that okay, the student is spending 450 from the account. So the moment you start with minus, this changes to expenses description there. Let me demonstrate that again. If it doesn't start with minus, it's payments that you see here. The moment you change it to minus and move to the method used, it changes to expenses description. So the teller or the transaction number, if you know it, you put it in there. Expenses description, hairdo, save. So that will actually reduce what the student has got in the account. So we can always keep track of the pocket money accounts of each student in the school. So I can close this. We also have the student e-wallet management. If I go to student excess fee receipt account, some student might pay in advance, maybe against next coming session or next coming term. We can do this using the student e-wallet facility of the software. I click demo pupil 404 as an example. Let's say transaction method, deposit into school account. They deposited into UBA account. They paid let's say 700,000, just paid it in advance, or let's say 70,000. Teller number used, deposit made by dad, so I can save that. So in putting money into the e-wallet account, you need the account manager password. You cannot just post into the e-wallet account of a student without providing the account manager password. So we click OK there. So and that student has got 70,000 in the account. If I need to process fee later for these students, I can go to fee receipt processing. Is 404. That's a demo pupil 404. If I want to say first term, process for first term. So we can see 70,000 there, in the wallet balance of the student. So the student is currently owing 177,500. Let's assume that that 70,000 should be used for it. We just go there, we click e-wallet as the payment method, and then we put in the amount that we want to deduct from the e-wallet. Let's assume I put in 120,000. So the software will not let me do that because the e-wallet should not exceed, the amount to spend from the e-wallet should not exceed 70,000 naira. So let me put in let's say the entire 70,000 wallet. I post that and I save that. So at the end of the day, the students should have nothing in that e-wallet account, and the student is left with a balance of 107,000 naira. So that e-receipt can also be sent to the parents of the students if you click on yes, but I do know here. So let me close this bit. So that's that about the aspect of fee receipt processing and students billing and so on. Let's quickly take a look at the budgeting and the monitoring, how to monitor the budgets. How do we make use of the budgeting feature of the software? I click on administration, I click budgeting. It gives me, takes me to this screen, so I can specify that I want to do my budget on 2019-2020 session. I want first term, so it gives me the projected you can see the projected income there, 68,859,350. So as you see this figure, that figure is based on the class by class projected revenue to get from each class. As we can see, from demo class 1 we have 155,000 in total. We have received part of the money from some of the classes. So that's why you see actual income to be 783,000. So we haven't set any projected expenses, so that's the essence of the budget now. So let's do some projections. On staff salary, we want to spend 15 million naira. I put in 15 million. So, and that makes a change to the projected expenses figure, as we can see here, 15 million naira. So we can see the percentage projected expenses of projected income. We can see that it's now 22%. This dashboard or the monitoring templates will assist us in managing the expenses of the school. On security expenses, we want to spend 450,000 naira. Press enter button there. Let's assume that on a particular vehicle we want to spend just 125,000 and so on. So we can specify projected amounts for the budget on each of the expenses. Now we have the enforced budgetary control on the expenses as stated above. If I tick this, it means that the software will be checking against the figure that you have put as the projected amount against the applicable expenses. So I've already put in 450,000 for security expenses, and I've already ticked this, meaning that anything I want to spend should not exceed 450,000 on the security expenses. So let's go and demonstrate that and see what happens. before I go there, okay, let me just minimize this. Let's go to post expenses. Is here other receipts and expenses. It gives me that page. It's payment. We are paying money out. Let's assume that yeah, that's a staff. That's staff. Security staff, for instance, as the person that collected the money. Transaction method, let's say, is bank deposits. If we know the reference, we can put it. If we don't know, we can leave it. Let's say UBA bank. So security expenses, that's the account title that relates with what we want to demonstrate. We choose all there. So let's say we want to post 500,000. Transaction details, security cameras. Let's assume that we want to spend money to procure some CCTV cameras for the school. We have authorized by the director, payee name, director, bossa, for instance, or the accountant of the school, and then we try to save. We do yes there. Yes, this is the message that we'll get. Posting this will overshoot your budgeted expenses amount for this expense head within this term. Transaction not completed. Please contact your director. That's the message you get, because 500,000 is the amount that you have put in, which is more than 450,000. Let's reduce it to say 400,000. Save. If we close and let's try to reduce it to 400,000 and save that. If I take this off and close this, then go back. That's other receipt and expenses. Payments, staff, all about security. There's a security, security, bank deposits, UBA, then security expenses, 400,000. Transaction, that's security cameras. Authorized by the director, accountants. I do that, and then the transaction is saved successfully there. So I can print out this as the payment voucher for security cameras. The person that received the money can sign, and we can see, approved by the director, payment made by the school accountant. This voucher can be filed and kept as evidence that we make payment of 400,000 to for security cameras. Let's go back to the budgeting templates. We want to see the dashboard. We want to see the dashboard of we want to see the dashboard there. Let's go back. That's budgeting. We click that. We choose first term. So we can see, as we can see, the actual let's quickly check the reports here. So we have the departments, 68,058 68,859,350 as the projected income. So you can see actual profit total 783,000 there. So as we can see, for each of the class, this is the amount that we are expecting, and this is the amount that we have actually realized. So outstanding there is what is 0. How many people are still owing? 0. No student is owing in there. So we can move down, check. So we can see some other things there. We can see security expenses, it's now 450 there, and then we have spent 400,000. So we are still within the budget in there. So this report can be printed. It's quite useful to know the position of the account of the school at any point in time. So I can close this. We can send the report as an email if we want, but I say no there, and then I close. So lastly, let's quickly see the financial statements that we can generate having done some of these transaction reports, transactions with the software. Let's see some reports from the software. So I want to start with the trial balance reports. Trial balance reports. Let's say I want to see today's transaction in the trial balance. I want to see what happens today. So we have our trial balance there showing us the reports of what has happened. We have Zenith Bank. We have 100,000 in the Zenith Bank accounts. As the final total there. Let me just do back here. So that's the trial balance in there. It can be generated for us. When you click on the view button, it gives you the details of how they arrive at that figure. Security expenses, we can see 400,000 there. If I click that, it shows me what I've just done, the 400,000 that I just posted. We also have the money we have deposited into some of the bank, the Guarantee Trust Bank. When I click on view, I can see 129,000, and it's got a beginning balance of 130,000, and so on. So that's that about it. That's the trial balance reports. We can also see the balance sheet if we want. Let's say today. So the balance sheet report will show us the details of the assets and the liability of the company or of the school. So we can see the report there, and the details of that is there. If I click on this, it shows me details of how we arrive at each of those figures. Click close. Click close there. send this report. I can say no there. I don't need to send the report. You can also view the income statement if you want. So the income statement shows the profit and loss account details for the school. So we can see the income statement, so the school can actually know the amounts, total income, the total expenses can also be shown there. We can see the total expense there is 415,000, because we have a security expenses of that, and the student discount of 15,000. That student that we give discount to. If I click this now, it shows me, the student I created that I've got a discount of 15,000. So those are the useful reports for the auditors and the accountant of the school. I can close this. Close this page. So the other very useful report is the transaction history report. I want to see today's transaction, what has happened today. I can make my reporting period to be this week. I can make it to be last week. It depends on what I want to do. If I click this month, you can see that the date has changed from 1st of July to 31st of July. If I click this quarter, so that's 3-month reports, last quarter, and so on. So you have different reporting period you can actually generate. If I want to see today's report, I want to see the report that are expenses related reports only, you can do that. Or if you want to see the reports that affect a particular account, you can do that. So it depends on what you want to do. Let's assume that I want to do I want to see report that relate with Guarantee Trust Bank, that are expenses reports, if there is any expenses transaction. I click view and print. There isn't any. That is why it doesn't bring anyone. If I do no here, send this report, I say no. Let me clear search and just ask the system to show me today's reports only. Let's see today's reports. Waiting for the software to load today's reports. So we have all these transactions, 300,000 as deposit into this account, and then reverse transaction, the transaction that we reversed earlier, that's 300,000. This is the 300,000 that was paid by this student before, and then into the Guarantee Trust Bank we have 129,000 paid, and then 100,000 that is that we deposited as well into the Zenith accounts. So we have a total of 229 assets today in the school accounts, all added together. So this brings us to the end of the account aspects that we've got in the software. We thank you very much for watching this video, and we hope to do more business together with the school. Thank you very much.